Hey everybody, welcome back to the Dice Tower. My name is Zee Garcia.
I'm Camilla Cleghorn.
Today we're taking a look at a small game here called Expedition to 5X. This is a card-driven game, a simultaneous selection card game in which you are going to be gathering water and spending that water to bid on locations that you will incorporate into a lineup in front of you that give you bonuses and ultimately also give you victory points. Trying to surround these gems with laurels, and when they have a laurel on each side, bam, that one is ready to be scored. Little card game, like I said, very, very small here. Let me show you how it works. We'll come on back after that. We'll tell you if we think this is a winner. The game's going to play over 15 rounds, and at the end of those 15 rounds, whoever has the most victory points is the winner. You are going to score for leftover water, which are these. 2 of those become 1 victory point. And then for gems of the 3 separate colors, as long as they are surrounded by the laurels. Like this one is activated, this one is not, because all the cards only have it on the one side if it's on the edge of the cards. The scoring for those will be triangular scoring. So 1, 2, 3, or 4 of them, right, would be 1, 3, 6, 10 points, and so on, 15, 21. So you'll get victory points for having the activated gems, and then whoever has the highest total, of course, is the winner of the game. To set up the game, everybody gets a screen, a very tiny screen, and you get a starting card that matches the roof, matches your screen there. So this card begins face up in front of you, and you will have the screen then facing you and hiding your water. The screen will show you a breakdown of some symbols. It shows you the scoring there, the fact that 2 water become 1 point, and the fact that that is not activated and that is activated. So everybody has their card, and everybody also gets a deck that is identical, which is an action deck. So every player gets one of these, which I've got right here, with numbers 1 through 5, and then actions with an explanation of what those actions do at the bottom. We've shuffled up this deck of cards here, which has 15 cards the players are trying to win and take over and incorporate into their area over here in order to get victory points. So here is how the game goes. We begin with some water each as well, and you are ready to begin. So every round, every player is going to select a card from their hand. They're going to put that face down. We flip them all simultaneously, and then we trigger them, starting from the 1 cards and working our way up to the 5 cards. Once that's done, whatever you play gets set aside, and you pick a new one, and we do it again. Also, at the beginning of each round, we take a card from this pile and make it available. If this card is still here at the beginning of the next round, we'll slide that down and make a new one available. These are the ones available. There is a limit to how many of them can be available based on the number of players. So if we play with 3 players, there would be 2 of these available. And in fact, both of these are still here at the end of that round. Then the new one will push this old one out. But it is possible these are taken, and in fact, it's possible that multiples are taken in the same round, up to, of course, the ones available. So first round, we would make one available like that, and then everybody will pick a card. So let me go ahead and explain what these cards all do, and then I'll explain how these are attached to your display and therefore give you victory points from the gems and special abilities bonuses when you trigger these cards here. So we begin with the 1. The 1 here is the one you're going to be using in order to win these cards, okay? If a single player has played one of these cards, you will put a number of water in your hand, however much you want. You will bid that, and then this die is rolled, and I got a blank. If I bid more than the die, which I did, I lose that water, and I win one of the cards that's available here, and I'll incorporate it. If it's multiple players who played this card, 2 or more, we bid against each other, and whoever has the most water will win. Second most can then possibly win one of the leftover available cards, and so on. Anyone who did not win gets to take this card back into their hand, and that's true whether a single player played it or multiple players played it. So if you don't win a card, this one you get to keep, okay? If multiple players bid the exact same amount, by the way, they momentarily eliminate each other, and we go down. So say 3 players bid, and the bids are 4, 4, 2. The 2 4s cancel out, and the player who bid 2 will pay those and win a card, all right? Next up, we're looking at card number 2 here, which is the one used to get water. Based on the number of players who played this card, you are going to get a number of these water tokens from the pool. So say 2 of us played that, we each get 2 water. Card number 3, lets you steal water from other players based on what they played. The player counts as at the top, and then let's say I'm the only one who played this. Anyone who played that card or that card, and again, that is this purple card there, or this card here coming up, I am going to steal 2 water from everybody who played one of those cards. Card number 4 here lets me roll this die and get water, whatever it is. I might get nothing, I might get 3. And then I get to see everyone's card played next round before I decide which one I'm playing. And then lastly, card number 5 here is going to get you all your cards back. Because like I said, when you play it, it stays out and you have to pick a new one. When you play 5, you get to pick them all back up. Now, winning these cards, whenever you take one, you can incorporate it into your line. If you have matching sides like this, you could even stack them up. And at that point then, you've got a newly surrounded gem here that's now activated for scoring. And any power you can see is an ability you get on top of whatever your card play would do. So for example, if this is what my board looks like, when I play this card, let's say 3 people played this card this round, I am going to activate this first, which is roll the die, get 1 water, and then since 3 people played it, I get 1 more water. And I will put that, like I said, behind my screen, and then this card is set aside. If you ever get one that cannot be attached to anything you've got in front of you, like this cannot be attached here and this can be attached here, we do require a match, then you simply leave it on its own, being aware that you are getting these bonuses, but these gems are not activated. And in fact, you could even later on possibly get a card that could connect 2 pieces into a single long chain, activating gems as it goes. Whenever you do connect 2 that match, by the way, let me go ahead and grab one here so I can show you what I'm talking about. Whenever if I get this card, for example, and I want to attach it here, I can choose to do it like this, or I can choose to go underneath the other card and leave the green gem up. You want a lot of the same color gem is the way you get the best score. But of course, you're also giving up a bonus based on which one you leave revealed. So there we go. That's the game. We go until all 15 of these cards have been made available. That would be the 15th round. At the end of that, we do our scoring like I explained, and whoever has the most points is the winner of the game. All right, there you go. So that is the overview. You know how to play now because the game is pretty easy. I was able to show you everything there. This is one that caught my eye first and foremost because I really liked the look of it. First of all, this copy is in Spanish. But I was able to read it, and we got a print out of the rulebook in English anyway. And there's no language on anything in here that you need to worry about, so it is language independent.
Right.
But the look of the game, the little sort of micro sci-fi thing, and then the sort of, kind of wink at this game being a 4X game, but even better, it's a 5X game.
One more X.
It's kind of cute and kind of silly. But yeah, it caught my eye, the look of the game.
Yeah, I definitely think aesthetically, the cover draws you in. I like the line work and the artwork here. But then also, once you open the box, I think the production quality matches what I expect coming from this cover.
Yeah.
I really like that it's not just tokens for the water. You do have the water droplets. I think the card quality was good. They're easy to read. The graphic design was well done. It's just the quality that you get in the box matches the box cover. And that was very pleasing to discover.
Yeah, I agree. As far as simultaneous selection games and card game, in this case, I'm not always the biggest fan of that style of game, but I do like it when they are done so that what I am picking scales based on how many people pick the same thing. Yeah. There's a few games that do that. There's a game called CV from many years ago that did that, and I really enjoy that idea. That idea of, do I think that no one else this round is playing the water card? They're sitting on some water, I think, because it is behind that little screen. I think they've got water. You need to pick up your hands, or you're not going to be doing it. That's your card play. Okay, I think it's a good moment for me to do that. And then you reveal that, and okay, somebody did play it. So I don't get the 4 water, I get 2. Okay. I really like that. And then so the card play, that's an interesting vibe right there. But on top of that, and what really elevates that simultaneous play for me is the bonuses. The little bonuses on the cards. Because a single card play for water might be roll the die and get water from that, and then also over here you get just one free droplet anyway.
Right.
And then you check the card and see who played. Nobody played it, I get another 4 water. I'm doing great.
Right.
You know? So I really enjoy that the game lets you, in a very minimalistic way, get better at stuff.
Right. Yeah, I typically don't like the simultaneous action selection or reveal because I feel like a lot of times those games are all or nothing. You know, if you don't match with anybody, then cool, you get everything. If you do match, then you get nothing. And I don't like that harsh line in those.
Yes.
I think what this does really well is, one, as you were talking about, you've built up your own Tableau or your own train down here so that you're comboing it with other things. As well as there's some cards that you want to play at the same time as other people, and other cards that you don't want to play at the same time as other people. And so I think either way, there's that scale, that sliding scale of how much you're getting or how rewarding it is based on what you play. But you never have that turn where it's like, okay, well, I guess we both chose that. I get nothing. Even the purple card, I believe it was, when you are getting to get one of the additional locations to add to your Tableau, if you play that at the same time as somebody else, only one person gets it, but you get that card back. You know, so now they're down a card.
Yeah, that's right.
So you don't get what you were going for, but you do have, it has this little bit of advantage worked into it.
I do like that.
Thing that would be punishing.
Yeah, that would be really nasty if you did not get your bidding card, which is really the core of the game. You're getting water, and you're doing everything in order to get those cards. They're the scoring cards. Yeah, if you lost the bid and you had to then just waste a turn picking up your whole hand, that would be bad, but you get it right back into your hand. That's a great little touch. I really enjoy that. And I just
think there's a lot of those little design choices in this. And again, like I was saying, some of the cards that you want to play at the same time as others and some that you don't want to play. But even if it doesn't work out great, you have a bonus set up as well. So you're also building your own Tableau in a 30-minute game.
Yes.
This is a quick game at the same time. And so I think to have that experience and to have all those little touches that you're actually getting to experience very well and fully in 30 minutes. That's just a really good package.
It's very minimalistic, this game, and I like that a lot. You know, all the cards, this is all the cards, and this includes several sets of player cards, mind you. That's it. That's the entire thing. Yeah, you need the water droplets, you need the die, which is very cool die.
The score pad is like almost as much as the cards.
Yeah,
right?
the score pad, the little screens, but it's so small and manages to feel like a slightly bigger game than what's in here, than this box would lead you to believe. Is it a grand game? No, it's still a small kind of micro game, but I think it feels bigger than the packaging.
Yeah.
You know? Now, a couple of things I did not like as much, which is what's going to be holding my score down a little bit, okay? I think the scoring's a little basic. I think the scoring is sort of... there's nothing super exciting about the scoring. Like, when you start collecting gems of one type, you should keep collecting gems of that type. They get better. You know what I mean? If I have a choice between another purple gem, which is my 5th, or one that's my 2nd of some color, obviously you take the purple one because it's your 5th. The water droplets, 2-to-1. Again, not splashy, not super exciting. So I found the scoring to be necessary because you need to decide who wins. You know what I mean? But it wasn't like exciting, the scoring. Does that make sense?
It seemed kind of on rails, like you were saying. You always go for that set collection, not variability. You know, so there wasn't a whole lot of room for different strategies.
Right, it's the same strategy. The strategy in this game is what it is. Get a lot of the same color.
Right.
You know, that's the best way to score. And then I also do worry, because the game is small, there's only 15 cards, that the replayability is a little samey as well. You know, I do think the game scales up really well. Down is okay. Like, playing with 3 is fine. I enjoy that as well, but I believe more players is a little more fun. You have more times of bidding against each other, for one thing. And then just more people to think about at the table, more things to be like, ooh, is this a good time to play this kind of card? You know, the one that steals water from other people. You have more chances for that to hit.
Right.
You know, the cards that have a scale that goes beyond 3+ players, that part of the scale now comes into play. So I think it's a good big group game, and the length of the game is going to stay relatively the same, because it is pretty close to simultaneous. yeah, they need to resolve the card when they flip it, but it's quick.
Yeah. I think the one kind of thing that I didn't love about it was the water die. I mean, so in one of the plays, I had to roll the die, and I think I got 2 or 3, and I was rolling it 3 times because of the engine that I had set up, or the combos that I had set up. And I think that one turn, I walked away with like 7 or 8 water, something like that, and then compared to another player who had a very similar thing and got 2 water.
Yes.
And so I think that swingy nature was a little too swingy in that for me. It set me up very, very well and really handicapped the other player, which they never recovered from. So I think that is one thing that I don't love. I do wish it was a little more deterministic rather than just rolling a die. But again, it's a 30-minute game, and so it's quick to recover from that at the same time.
Yeah.
It's more like chalk it up to a bad play rather than a bad game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the little bit of luck keeps it lively, and I do like that they use that mechanism when you're the only one bidding for something. You have to roll against the die.
Yeah.
That's pretty cute. You have to decide what you're going for first and then roll the die, so you can kind of push your luck there a little bit. Yeah, that works well. So for me, I'm coming down on this one at a 7.5. I like it. I appreciate the form factor here. I think it's a lovely looking game. I like what it's doing. I don't love simultaneous selection games. This one does it pretty well. And I find the scoring, like I said, to be less than thrilling. But I enjoy this game. I would happily play this, and I have the feeling that this is one of those games I might carry with me at conventions and teach to people a lot. It has that feel.
It does.
It's one of those that, we have about 30 minutes. No one seems to be able to decide what we want to play next. I got this. We got 5 of us.
Yeah.
I got you.
As well as you don't know their taste, right?
Yeah.
I feel like this can hit a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good middle ground. I'm coming in very similar, but a little bit higher. I'm going to come in at 8 on it. I really, really enjoyed what it was doing, and I keep coming down to it's a 30-minute game. It is a bigger feeling game than what it is, but it hits the table like a filler game. It's a bigger game than a filler game and feels even bigger than that, but 30 minutes you can play with 3 to 5 people. I like that. I can find it hitting the table a lot in those scenarios. Play it once, maybe twice, and then move on for the night. I really, really enjoyed it, especially for some mechanisms that I don't care for. I don't care for simultaneous reveal. I don't, that kind of meta mentality. Are they playing this? Am I playing that? Ooh, what do I do? It did take a little dock because in the score, because I feel like at times it's obvious what people are going to do.
Yeah.
Clearly you're going to go for water this time because I've been watching and you just spent like 6, kind of thing. So there's some obvious moments. But I think that, I do think that there is enough variability in the cards coming out and the engine that you build that it will keep it hitting the table. So I very much enjoyed it. I'm going to at 8.
Okay, there you go, folks. 7.58. That's a seal of approval for Expedition to 5X. My name is Zee Garcia.
I'm Camilla Cleghorn.
Enjoy your expeditions, and the water must flow.